techies are just finding new terms for everything. What does a chief maverick do?
So I think what at Paid we believe we are mavericks. So mavericks are like guys who think outside the box, go outside, we go beyond to like solve problems in a different way. So I'm just like the chief of the mavericks.
Okay, chief of the mavericks. I like it.
Chief of the guys that think outside the box. No, that's a good way to actually think about it. So with Money Mobile already being like a front runner, how else can fintechs innovate financial solutions in Africa? Keeping in mind that most of the financial solutions come off Africa, but they're bought outside, and we kind of sell our, like our rights, and it actually now becomes like a Silicon Valley kind of invention. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think what mobile money has done is it's provided us with like the infrastructure to build upon, right? Because what for instance, M-Pesa provided the gateway or the rails for people to move from physical cash to like transacting online.
Yeah.
So then that makes it 10 times easier for like Paid to come on board and now build solutions on top of that. So I think that there are very many avenues for fintech. Talk of like now value addition on money, things like savings, investments, credit. And now in the context of freelancers, just being able to sort of aggregate and structure their cash, which is part of what Paid is doing, right? So there are very many opportunities for fintech to build on top of these rails that exist, and just like innovate from that point.
I like that, looking at it as a base, and then you can build mobile money as the base, and then you build from there. But the fact that we are innovating so quickly also means that emerging threats are in plenty, especially when it comes to cybersecurity. Are there things that particularly worry you? And are there things that are being put in place by either government or different stakeholders in the fintech industry to make sure that, what is the pesa on the onlines,
Yeah, I think one of the biggest threats when it comes to fintech and just generally transacting cash online is fraud and money laundering, right? And more often than not, it's social engineering. So it's not really faulty tech systems or anything. It's just that
True. A lot of people think it's a hacker, I'm in, but
it's not really.
It's just the guy who got you to tell him the password or something.
Exactly. So I think we're seeing a lot of platforms doing a lot of civic education and just like talking to the users and making sure that they're fault-tolerant systems that understand that it's not just about the code that is written, but there's also a third party, a person out there. And even beyond that, I know a lot of people really complain about, I have to submit my ID to all these KYC checks that these fintech platforms ask for. It's actually for your own good, because if you're able to know who you are and who the other person is and the other person is that is transacting on the platform, then we're able to secure you, because if person X does something that is, ML, money laundering related, then you're able to track that cash directly to them. You don't get mixed up in that. And that is one of the biggest challenges that is sort of plaguing remittances to Africa. It's why we're even in a grey list, in the FATF grey list. It's because we are still building our fraud detection and our AML capabilities, and so before it makes it very easy for someone who's out there who's from these countries that have already built those capabilities to use Kenya and Africa as a cover for money laundering. So then just complying with this policies is like really, really important.
How can we keep ourselves safe? Because sometimes someone comes in and just tells you maybe need to me detail, and then you're like, okay, fine, and maybe we don't have like double ways of checking that this password is strong, or this and that can actually help me in safeguarding my own presence online. How best can we actually stay safe?
Just number one, read terms and conditions in the privacy policy.
But nobody does that. 700.
Brian, I think we have to read the terms and conditions, because every cybersecurity expert who's come here has said, read the terms and conditions. I hear you guys. I'll read the terms.
But sometimes you just want to use maybe the app, or you just want to use maybe it's a new finding for you and you just want to get to experience it.
There are like a couple of things that you should go like directly look for. So for instance, have they talked about how they're going to use your data? Can you be able to delete your data when you want to? Are they licensed by the Office of the Data Protector? So like these are a couple of things you can look at. Of course, and you see nowadays we have AI. I mean, I tell my friends it's as simple as download their terms and conditions and privacy policy, go to ChatGPT, upload to ChatGPT and ask it to summarize for you. That's simple.
Okay, that's really important.
Thank
to actually
AI,
get to note.
Because you're right, 700 pages can be a lot.
Yeah, 700 notes, like pointers, point 1, point 2, so it goes a long way. Right